Hi, my name is Lex Rosenberg, and I am playing Bert in SBMT's Mary Poppins. Bert is a character that's hard to describe in, like, a paragraph. He's a lot. He's a chimney sweep. He's a street artist. He is kind of the show's closest analog to a narrator. And he kind of oversees the denizens of London and of Cherry Tree Lane, that, like, this little part of the world that he lives with, and it, like, makes sure the Banks kids are okay when they're out, and is canonically best friends with Mary. There's a huge legacy with this show, which, for a movie as iconic as this is, with Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews, it's something that, as a performer, I don't take lightly. Thankfully, the musical and the movie are very different beasts, to the point where using the movie as a point of comparison is not as helpful in research, which is nice as a performer, because then that means I'm not restricted in trying to be Dick Van Dyke. I am not him. We're very different people. But I'm able to put my own mark on the character at the same time, also kind of make him more grounded and a little bit more human than the high energy, almost more clownish energy that Dick Van Dyke brought in. And to be clear, Dick Van Dyke is great in that movie. He's an icon in that movie. That movie is very important for cinema, and everyone should watch it because it's also important for visual effects. But we're not doing a TED Talk. So a lot of people don't realize how important the little Jolly Holiday Penguin dance sequence in general is, but we should talk about it, because Mary Poppins won an Oscar for Best Visual Effects for that whole sequence, and it helped modernize and really innovate in the art of modern-day chroma keying, the act of putting someone in front of a screen and digitally altering the background so they can be anywhere, or dancing with penguins. And while our show doesn't have penguins, we pay homage to that iconic scene that also then helped innovate and create every modern blockbuster ever made. But we do pay homage to the movie in a couple of ways, our most being we have a reference to the penguin dance in Our Jolly Holiday, which we put on our social media for SBMT. And so this is a real fun story, actually. I have been a fan of the musical of Mary Poppins pretty much since it premiered back in 2005. I remember hearing about the Broadway production. I got to see the national tour come through in 2012 when it was in San Jose. Adored it, thought it was fantastic. And I knew it was a show I wanted to do. I didn't have Bert on the bingo card. This is my first show in about 2 years. I wanted to be back on stage. I've done mostly backstage stuff over the past year and a half. And while I love doing that, I miss the feeling of being on stage. And so I just got a job in the South Bay in November. And so I was just going to start going on auditions, and SBMT was my first. I didn't really even have a game plan. It was just, I wanted to be in the show. I didn't really care what that looked like. And I threw my name in for Bert at the last minute, because you miss all the shots you don't take. And then the next day I was like, you know what? I did the best that I can. And that's all I can ask for. And then 3 hours later, I got a phone call from our director saying, hello, would you like to be a chimney sweep? And my brain broke in half. Part of it, the professional side, went, oh my gosh, yes, it's such an honor. Yes, absolutely, I cannot wait. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. The other half went, I'm sorry, what? And I was losing my mind for like a month and a half. I've loved this show. It's a heavy dance show. It's so much fun to be a part of. Never have I thought Bert was going to be the thing. I didn't know it was an option. And so to be someone that has an opportunity, it's been wild. I can't say too much about the magic. You got to get tickets to the show. We are doing a lot of cool things with projection and other fun things. But that is as much as I'm willing to say. If you want to see the actual magic, you should buy tickets. Please. It's going to be cool. Promise. I think Mary Poppins has something for everybody. I think this show has a lot of magic. It has a lot of whimsy. It has a lot of heart, great dancing, iconic music. A lot of people know Mary Poppins, and I think the positivity of the show and the feeling that you get at the end of the show, I think, is great. And in a world where everything seems to be in a constant state of fire, wouldn't it be nice to just have a couple hours of just pure fun? So there is a lot of stuff that has been added into this production, taking into account parts of the books, expanding characters. There are a lot of stuff that, while a lot of the iconic songs from the movie is here. Chim Chim Cheree is most of Bert's stuff. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is here. Spoonful of Sugar is here. Feed the Birds, also here. There's a lot of new stuff with our new characters that are in, with adding more on the ensemble. Things are in different orders. It's very much its own beast. We get more depth from the Banks family instead of the sister suffragette that we get from the movie. Winifred has her own arc and her own struggles, and we see that. We have objectively one of my favorite parts of the show that I am not in. There's a character that was added into the show named Miss Andrew. She is from the books. She was George's nanny as a child. And so we meet her at the top of Act 2, and we've all had this idea of, okay, what made George Banks, this person who loves precision and order, and then Miss Andrews walks in, and we realize, oh, yikes, walking red flags. And let me tell you, y'all, you're not ready. Andy Klein, who plays Miss Andrew in our show, absolutely eats up the entire scene and song that she's in. And the first time we saw it, we all lost our minds. There's a lot of cool stuff that they've added into the show, and one of them happens to be that section with Miss Andrew, and it's quite fun. Folks, if you haven't gotten tickets for Mary Poppins, you should do that. We're running here from the Saratoga Civic Theater from May 18th to June 8th, mostly weekends. You can find out more info at southbaymt.com, or just go on our Instagram. It's links in the bio. Get in the comments and do the thing. Come see our show. We worked hard on it.